is now my home group. And she said, so how's the job search going? And I said, well, not too good. Not very good at all. I'm scared. I'm fearful. I'm not going to pay my fines. I'm going to get my parole revoked, blah, blah, blah. And she's like, this place is hiring. And I'm like, okay, whatever. And so next week she picks me up for the meeting and she's like, so how's the job search going? And I'm like, well, not so good. You know, I'm doing a little bit of house cleaning and I'm working at the car wash 1 day a week. I think I earned a big $49 that week. And I said, not real good. And she said, well, this place is hiring. You should really call this place and see if they're hiring. And I said, yeah, okay, whatever. And the next week she picks me up and she says to me, how's the job search going? And I said, not very good, blah, blah, blah. And she said, this place is hiring. And I said, what is this place? She says, I own it. Show up on Thursday. My sponsor assured me the program of Alcoholics Anonymous will meet all of my needs. All of my needs, emotional, financial, and it has. When I first came into AA, I had no higher power other than the rooms themselves. And it wasn't because I didn't have a belief in God or a deep faith, because I did. What I was so ashamed of the woman I was, so filled with shame, that I couldn't connect with the God of my childhood, who's the God in my life today, but I couldn't connect with him because I was so ashamed of who I was. I even went to confession because I'm a good Catholic girl when I got out of prison, and I dumped on the priest for an hour and 20 minutes. They had to bring him back up, make sure the priest was all right, and I didn't feel any better when I got out. But I felt better when I did my fifth step with my sponsor. I even felt better the second time I did my fifth step with my sponsor, which I just recently did. You know why? And it was harder. Because these are the things I did in sobriety. Without benefit of a drink or a drug to blame it on, I did this in sobriety. I can still cause harm in sobriety. Who would have thunk it? I have a life today that is beyond my wildest dreams. All of my needs have been met. I no longer am on a manhunt, because you see what happened when I stopped looking, he found me. And he's a sober man that I met in the program of Alcoholics Anonymous. And what I have found out is I need Al-Anon. I need Al-Anon because there's not enough time in the day for me to take my inventory and his. And I love him with all my heart. And I have everything that I never thought would bring me joy, happiness, and serenity. I have a freedom today that is beyond belief. I don't wake up and wonder what I did or who I did it to. I don't have big gaping black holes in my life. I know what happened yesterday. I may not remember what I had for dinner last Thursday, but I'm pretty sure I didn't do any harm in my life today, because I can still cause harm. I have had an opportunity in the back half of my life to become the woman I was always meant to be. I'm not creating this new image. This is who I was supposed to be all along before I chose to live a different way. I never thought the life that I had today was possible for someone like me. I'm a sick, sick woman. And yet, I find the greatest joy in my life, and it's all a benefit of the programs of Alcoholics Anonymous. I have friends who love me for who I am. I have a family that talks to me and trusts me today. I can become an active and trusted member of society. There are people out there, and I have come across them, that will never see me for anything else other than the crime that I committed. And that's okay, because I know they don't see me. I've learned in the program of Alcoholics Anonymous, I have tools to use today that I never had before. Recently, a very dear friend of mine, Laura, asked me to apply for a job in a public supermarket. And I went in and I was granted an interview with the manager of the store. And the reason I'm looking for another job is I'm looking for benefits. I can't see. I got to get to the doctor. I'm old, so I thought I need a job with benefits. I don't have them where I am. I'm lucky to have a job, don't get me wrong. I'm incredibly grateful. But I'm old. I need some things. So she convinces me to do it. I get an interview with the store manager, which is farther than I've ever gotten in the last 4 years. He offers me a job, and 10 days later tells me he has to renege the offer because of my background check. And I cried for about a minute, and then I realized that God has a better plan for me. I only know that because of this program. I would never have known that had I not kept showing up. My life has ups, my life has downs. The only thing I do is I just don't drink. I work a program. Some days I don't work one at all. Some days the only thing I do right is I just don't drink. And that's enough to get me through. Somebody told me a long time ago, your head will lie to you, Rose. It will lie to you. The only way out is through. So I keep showing up. AA teaches me to do the uncomfortable until it becomes comfortable. And that's what I do. I am so lucky and so blessed to have an opportunity to share a little bit of who I am with you today. I can't tell you what it does for me. It's very hard for me. I'm very much of a social misfit. So it's hard for me to open up to new people. I'm the one that's usually looking at my shoes. I'm the one standing on the outside of the crowd. So for me to be able to do this, it helps me more than you'll ever know, and I'm very grateful to have that opportunity. God has given me a life today that I do not deserve. One of my biggest dreams was when I got out of prison, was that I'd be able one day to bring the program of Alcoholics Anonymous into prison. And I was assured that that will never happen. Every year since I've been out, I've been applying. Please let me in, please let me in. I'm still on parole, right? It's not going to happen. You're a convicted felon. It's not going to happen. About 10 months ago, I took my very first meeting of Alcoholics Anonymous into the local prison. That does more for me than I can possibly describe to you in words. And I met 3 women who were there for the very crime that I committed. And I'm living proof that if you don't drink one day at a time, life's a do-over. If you don't drink one day at a time, you will be able to look at yourself in the mirror and not hate what you see on the other side. I'm living proof of that because of this program. I have the best life I never wanted. And it's all because of the program of Alcoholics Anonymous. If you're new, keep coming. If you have doubts, keep coming. If your life sucks, don't drink and go to a meeting. That's all there really is to it. At the end of every time I speak, I like to read a little something. And this was something that was given to me when I was leaving prison. It was given to me by one of the trainers in the puppy program that changed my life. God speaks through people and animals, in my opinion, and I am so eternally grateful that I was able to have this little puppy save my life, and I believe that. My God today is a little bit different, but that was my first God awareness. And this, to me, kind of sums up what Alcoholics Anonymous means. 2 rows. It says, people are often unreasonable and self-centered. Forgive them anyway. If you are kind, people may accuse you of ulterior motives. Be kind anyway. If you are honest, people may cheat you. Be honest anyway. If you find happiness, people may be jealous. Be happy anyway. The good you do today may be forgotten tomorrow. Do good anyway. Give the world the best you have to offer, and it may never be enough, but give your best anyway. For you see, in the end, it's between you and God. It was never about them anyway. I would just like to close by saying the thing that reached me in Alcoholics Anonymous was the language of the heart. It was your heart speaking to my heart. And I hope tonight somehow I've managed to touch some of your hearts. Thank you for the opportunity to share.